even beyond the direct, instruction that she may can give you and insight and things of nature, which is all on point, right? And that adding to you as a man, her presence, once you really like when you have the right woman and you've done your part of cultivating her because you make her fit to you, right? Like they're supposed to be our help me. They're supposed to be our help. They were designed to help us. Doesn't it indicate that we're not really built to go at it alone? It's so right. So if I have something that was created to be my help, that would indicate that I need some help, right? so I need some help. This is for the people who comprehension wasn't really picking up something earlier. We were never saying that a woman makes you a man. Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan when he hit the league, but he wasn't a fullness of what his capabilities was till Phil Jackson came along. Right? Was MJ dropping buckets? Was MJ flying through the air? Was he Air Jordan? Absolutely. But did he reach the maximum of what he was capable of without the presence of somebody else that pulled something out of him? Right? So it's not saying that a woman comes along and makes you a man, right? What we're saying is, yeah, you're a man, but your purpose, again, is not about what you're supposed to do. It's about who you're supposed to become. And her presence, right, particularly when you have cultivated her to be the type of help that you need, right? Man, my wife just being around some, like, when I got a wife and then when I start having children, I just start moving different because I had a different level of responsibility, right? There was just something that was as an externality present that just pulls something out of you. So we're saying like a woman, helps elevate you coming into the fullness of your manhood. That's all we're not saying they make you a man. We're saying they can help, and they're a critical part of you reaching the fullness of your purpose. And I'm gonna end on this, humble dad. You talking about a lot of these men that they're doing these different things, and they say that they don't like women, but they're doing it because they want to get with a woman. I don't know, fellas. I think we need to rethink what we're saying here, because I'm starting to be more and more convinced that they're not doing it for women. They're doing it for pussy. They don't like women. They just want pussy. They just want pussy. They don't actually want a woman. They don't like women. A lot of them. And with access to pornography, access to pornographic images on your IG, your Twitter, forget even getting the OnlyFans and the actual porn sites, like that immediate access to having sexual release and outlet that is totally unprecedented. I think that's a real thing that is having a crazy effect. Like, I mean, we might have to like find our dads. We might have to find our dad's magazines or VHS tapes or something like that. But now, like, it's in a device in one palm of the hand is the phone, one other palm of the hand, right? And you got access to that, and so it's making, like, I don't know if we really fully understanding the effects of this access to porn and how it's having and shaping men. And I just want sexual release from women, and I have it. Dr. Jordan Peterson was talking about, a 15-year-old boy today has more access to seeing the hottest naked women in sexual acts than the wealthiest king, from 1,000 years ago. That's crazy. And what's that doing to us, our balance of appreciating what this topic right here, the power of a woman, not the pleasure of pussy. So I think a lot of this is driven by men don't really like women. They don't want women. They want pussy. And they don't understand the pure value of women. And we're just trying to help you all understand that the value in a woman not just a pussy. It's going to bring something out of you to help you be.
Let me say this. Let me say this. There were 6 women that made me into Mr. Let Go specifically, and they all know. My a girl I started dating, she was in college, and I was working, and she literally, I used to help her with her term paper and shit, and she literally was like, you know, how would I say this? How would I? And I literally just eloquently just put it out. I would just say it, and she would write it down like, you should write a book. Right? That's the first woman. I was like, I should write a book. Second woman is my ex-wife. She called me one day and was like, Aaron, I want to write this. I want to write a book about my life. But can you write our marriage? Because she's remarried. I don't want to go down memory lane. So I was like, okay. Sat on the floor, wrote 10 pages straight out our whole life, just like that. I'm like, damn, I'm capable of writing a freaking book. Guess what I do after that? Wrote my goddamn book. Next woman, I'm dating her. Well, I'm trying to date her. She keeps sending me poetry and shit. Like, yo, I'm trying to smash. Why you keep sending me all this bullshit, right? Next thing you know, she keeps sending. So I'm like, all right, I send her poetry back. So we sending poetry back and forth. We actually get a friendship without, she never gave me no ass. And then she introduced me to Instagram. And I'm like, so this is what you be doing with all this poetry? She was like, yeah, I put it on Instagram. What the hell is this Instagram shit? I literally thought it was like taking pictures of Coke cans and shit. She was like, no, you can do it. And you put together a book. You can market it on Instagram. Next woman, my daughter, because I started wanting to get in life coaching and shit. My daughter literally took me. I went with her to a life coaching class because she actually wanted to be a life coach too. And this dude like inspired me to actually become a life coach. I didn't know what it was at first. And then it's 2 other women that literally inspired me to become who I actually am. The last woman in particular, I started doing videos with her because I wasn't comfortable doing videos yet. So we would do videos together. And next thing you know, it brought my confidence out to start doing videos on my own. All 6 of those women, I skipped one because of time. All 6 of those women literally changed my entire life. So the power of women is huge in my life because I don't know about these cornballs in the chat, but and that's just 6 women. There's plenty more women that has been like literally just life-changing to me.
Shane, you've been listening, man. You been agreeing or you been disagreeing?
It's difficult for me to hear men being bashed by men particularly. It just burns me up when I hear men use sign language on men. Maybe it's because I'm a male. I'm an advocate for men. We get enough of that from a lot of these women. I don't think like in this manosphere space, which I'm happy to be a part of, the red pill in which I've happily taken, I don't think men minimize the importance of women. This is to my man Trill, because Trill wasn't bashing men. But he said this part that we minimize the importance of women. You see, the I don't need a man is a woman's trope. Men have never gone out saying, I don't need no woman. We don't say that. We've never said that. That's what women have been saying for the last 3 decades. The issue that we're having here in the manosphere and people like me is that men don't maximize the importance of themselves. We've been browbeat and told to and effeminized and softened up and told to shut up and can't have a voice and can't have an opinion for so damn long that the moment that we have one, suddenly it's toxic masculinity. We don't minimize the importance of women. We don't maximize the importance of ourselves. And now that we're finally doing it, it sounds like we're minimizing women. And we're not. understand men, real men who love women like me, understand the importance of women, but I also understand the importance of me. I understand the importance of all you brothers on this board. I understand what you guys contribute to your communities and your society, to this planet. And the fact that you say that you know how important you are, it sounds like you're tearing women down. And that's not true. Listen. Fit, feminine, friendly, faithful, and fun, right? You know the 5 F's I always talk about. That's what women got to be. Men, muscles, masculine manners, monogamy or monogamous, and have money. That's what men got to be. But men also have some things to do. Humble Dad touched on it, the 4 P's. Protect, provide, problem solve, and procreate. In addition to what we need to be, what women need to be, and what men want women to be, and what women want men to be, men have a job to do. And give us our props and righteous due for doing what we've been doing for thousands of years. It doesn't diss women. It doesn't minimize them, but goddamn, give men props for being men. Listen, I understand a wife may either make or break her husband. You guys, love is without question life's greatest experience. You guys heard me talk about this on the show before. We bring this up every 3 months. I mean, criminologists have said even the most hardened criminals have reformed themselves through the influence of women. When driven by a woman's desire to please when driven by the desire to please his women, men can go to great heights. Hunters today, we don't got to go out and fucking go hunting and gathering food and shit. But what do? We do it other ways. We please our women other. We buy cars and gifts and purses. We want big houses and baby, look what I did. And hey, for your sugar, you want to let her know the things that you've accomplished, just to let her know that you're doing. We have the same desires today that for our women that we've had 10,000 years ago. We just go about it differently. That's all. Men who accumulate a whole bunch of money do it through the rise to power and fame for men is oftentimes done through the influence of women. Been saying that from the beginning. Most men won't admit it though. They won't admit it. I get it, because men want to be looked at as the stronger of the species. They want to look, they want to make it seem like they're in charge of everything. But we all know that the reason why we're doing half the shit that we do, the reason why we drive the cars we drive, the reason why we get fresh to death, we get the fresh cut, we got the white J's, and we get dressed, is for women. We ain't doing it for each other. And half the time, a lot of us got women that really have no impact on what we're doing. We just want her. I mean, I think it was Tracy. We just want women around. But the fact that she's around, her energy, I've said it on this show many times, it's intangible. You can't touch it. You can't taste it. You can't smell it. You can't feel it. It's an energy of having a good woman around that'll make you, where by yourself, you'll make $1 million, but with a good, solid woman on your team, you'll make 3. And she contributed nothing to the progression of you making that $3 million other than her energy. I've been saying that. But before we move on, and don't let me take this off of women, there's a lot of responsibility on women, because if a woman gives her man the permission to lose interest in her, let me word it that way. If a woman gives her man the permission to lose interest in her and he goes and cheats, it's usually because of her ignorance on the power of the love that she can do. This is why it's important for women to be the things that men want: the fit, feminine, friendly, faithful, and fun. But make no mistake, man, it ain't that motherfuckers out here don't like women and bitches ain't shit and fuck all of that and we don't care about women. I don't need no man is a woman's trope. I don't need no woman you ain't never heard from no man. Black, white, Asian, or Latino. And we're not saying it today either. We're simply saying men are important too. Men have a voice too. Men, and you know how I feel, is the prize. And that's all I wanted to land.
Can I ask you a question, Shannon? Based on, like, I understand what you were saying. I just had one question about a part that you said. You said that most men won't admit that they're doing it for a woman.
Yeah, they won't.
Okay.
Ego.
So wouldn't that by default say that the woman is not powerful?
No.
Or they
No,
don't
absolutely.
understand the power of a woman if they're not even willing to say that I'm doing this because I want to put myself in a position to have the best woman of my choosing as an option.
They don't know. In fact, I was going to interrupt you about 20 minutes back as you were saying, we all know that it's how important women are. I wanted to say, I agree with everything you said, except for that part. We don't know. And that a lot, when you said that, because you were speaking like men, we all know how important women are. I was going to interject on you, Humble Dad, and say, no, that's the problem. A lot of men don't know how important women are. We got to teach them how important women are, but also teach him how important he is as well.
I agree with that statement.
But isn't that the cornballs that we're talking about?
Why me and
He
Shannon can't
doesn't
have
know,
a
therefore
conversation?
he does.
I'm trying to have a conversation with Shannon. I was trying to respond back to him real quick. So and I agree with you. So I fall back on my statement because that's me being a contradiction, right? So I'll fall back on that. So if you're saying that most men don't recognize that they're actually, or won't state that they doing it for a woman. I'm sorry, you said most?
Many.
Oh, many men. Okay.
Yeah, they won't admit, or many men, and I probably said most, but I'm sorry. Many or most, fuck it, most won't admit how important a woman is because they want to be perceived as dominant. But it's oftentimes because they simply don't know how important she is, because you can't touch it. If you ask a man how, because you ask women, what do you bring to the table? She can't really explain. They never can explain that.
But wouldn't that mean that she's not they're not valuing her power? If they don't know, then that means that they're unaware of her power. So that means that they're dismissing it. If they don't know, if ignorance is still a problem, right? If you don't know that the woman, if you don't know that a woman could change the trajectory of your life, if you don't know, you ain't never been taught, right? Then that
means you don't value her.
Thank you, Mr. Lego. Can I say that? Okay. That means that you don't value her.
Then what? No, but so here's
because you can't, because you don't know.
Listen. So there's certain things that human beings do naturally, not normally, but naturally. We're being told, we're being taught. There's a difference between natural and normal. Normal is what we're being told. Oh man, women ain't shit. Listening to Snoop Dogg and all the gangster rap from the 80s, we're told bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. But men know, whether they had a dad or whether they know, we know inherently, just based on the way men operate and men are raised, that that's not true. Now, are you saying simply because I can't pinpoint why I love this woman, I don't think she's important? That's not the case. And that's what I'm trying to explain. Men know the importance of women, maybe not consciously, but when you figure out why we're doing what the fuck we do, why we go to work every day and to come home and take care of a motherfucker that half the time don't appreciate you, then
that's understood, Shannon. I think that's understood, bro. What issue I got with it is this: if you understand, and again, if you understand that Red Pill is not about hating women, right? Why is it that when we just talking about how a woman enhances and compliments a man, the niggas in the chat go the other way?
I don't know what the chat was saying, but go ahead. So explain it to me.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. Let me say it like this, right? So the same way when we go in on women and when a hit dog holler, right? Is the same way these dudes in the chat, when we just compliment women on how they can compliment you and help you build, right? Then they want to go to the other side with some Red Pill shit.
Oh, okay. So I see what you're saying. And here's my thing. I think when I jumped up and was like defending the red pill, I'm saying them niggas ain't red pill. Them niggas is just some bitter niggas that's hurt, and it's probably far and few between of that. I don't know how many people's watching the show. Oh, Ricky, you on mute. You accidentally hit the mute.
They wearing y'all jersey though. They wearing y'all jersey, so we can't distinguish.
Yeah, man, come on, man. Now you conflating, bro.
That's all I was saying, Shannon.
Them call dudes, those are the dudes, man.
I'm not talking about the thing as a whole. I believe some of the points are valid. I'm saying these dudes who thinking they something more than they are.
Oh, well,
that's what I'm saying.
And that goes to when Ricky was saying, yo, y'all not even Shannon. Because Shannon, everything you saying, hey, it's on point. It's on point. I think you might be giving a more charitable view of grace to a lot of the men in the comments that they have the same understanding and perspective that you do. Because
I think they don't, bro.
Because even saying like
they don't.
Hold on. Even saying, hey, okay, women say I don't need no man. You never heard a man say I don't need no woman. Yeah, because we don't talk the same. But you hear plenty of men and you see them in the chat, yo, fuck these women. Stay on your purpose.
That's what I don't need.
That's saying I don't need. That's like saying I don't need a woman. When they take issue with us saying, hey, actually, part of your purpose, a woman will help
watching the show.
Help you with your purpose.
How many? I can't.
They're cornballs, bro. Just let it go.
How many people are watching the show right now? Are we at 500?
617.
So we're at 600. Over 600 people watching the show. You guys understand? This is no different than Black Twitter. The loud minority, those two words, quote unquote, loud minority. Simply, I don't know that's why I don't watch the chat. In a year that we've been doing this show, guess what panelists don't watch the chat? Because I know the chat doesn't necessarily represent 600 motherfuckers watching the show. You're gonna get those people that's gonna say certain things, and then it feels like everybody feels that way. But it's not everybody that feels that way. It's that one motherfucker or that other motherfucker or those 10 people or maybe 20.
Shannon, I'm not
600.
I'm not trying to make a point to you. I'm trying to make a point to the people in the chat.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? I ain't trying to. I know what Shannon's staying at. That's why I'm saying they ain't Shannon.
Got it.
Y'all not hear what I'm saying. I don't care. Look, I'm not down with this bullshit with people just coming here to watch. That's not the impression that I had why we was gonna be here. If y'all got that mindset, get the fuck out. Why was it that when we was just complimenting women, all of a sudden it go to, oh, y'all this and that and y'all this and that and that and this, when we just complimenting the woman? That's some female shit. That's the shit the girls do when I'm on their ass. I'm on all y'all ass.